Grab a wedge. It's hanging over the old lady's bunny barn. Got one more little one over it, but I'll get that one here in a minute. But it wasn't as bad as those. That whole bottom was punky. You know, like what do they call it? Styrofoam, you know. So yeah, I've been needing to get those out of the way here for a while. And then I was trying to pick up that propane tank and get it out of this area totally, and all I did was keep pushing it. So I was like, you know, I need to get in around it from behind it. I was gonna go that way, but this old dead pine was giving me big issues trying to pick it up. So without blowing the kids' swing set out. I'm just gonna cut it and get out of the way. It's junk. But yeah, this is the new dump spot for all these oak logs coming in so they can stay in the shade. But yeah, that top, I was worried about it coming back at me. So see, we had goats in this whole area, all the way up to the kids' play area. You see how they ate the bottoms of the trees? The neighbor girl across the street, same. I don't know, I call her a girl. Neighbor woman across the street had the same thing happen with all her trees. She's got a bunch, probably about 12, 15 standing around dead. But yeah, so, oh, there's my hat. But yeah, I figured this will be a good dump spot. So we're even with her little back building here. We'll be able to back up. And here, I might even knock down that little pine just so I can slide back just a touch further, because my property line's right back to that white oak. So if I get back just a touch further, I could roll off some right in that area behind the tree. And then I think I can maybe even take down that little tiny white pine there, back up further and get a couple more behind there. I'm gonna try to get over here, I think, and still move these around a little bit. But figured since I wasn't overrunning logs, wife's working and Jason's busy, I guess, till Thursday. That's a big bummer. But I tried to explain to him that he'd be making better money working with me versus who he's working with now. And easy work. Yeah, I mean, we just stand there and wait for the logs to get loaded on. That's about the most work. I cut my way into a fence a couple times and stuff, or into different areas just to start getting logs moving, but he didn't have to do nothing. But whatever. I figure it's my birthday today. I'll just work around the house, and the truck looks like a mess inside. So after I get this area all cleaned up, I'm going to clean the truck out inside real good, and I want to get the deck blown off. But trailer did good yesterday. Those logs were juicy. So this was the second load I ran. The first two 20-foot loads are down the hill. Oh, those are some nice logs. I'll cut that down into a couple 10-footers right there. Why is this so zoomed in? There we go. Yeah, I'll cut that one down into a couple 10-footers because I feel better off that way. And then these are all pretty nice straight logs. Oh, yeah. Big nice 20-footer right there. And some of you saw me talking to Dale, and I walked over to him at the loader, and he goes to me, and you thought my loader couldn't pick up a 20-footer. And I ran over to him. I said, well, I'm glad it could, because there's your deck boards right there for his trailer. So I didn't have no 20-foot logs. And at the time, I didn't know if I was going to get any. Oh, the deer flies sensed me sweating, and now they're getting me. But, and I didn't know how soon any were going to come. And anytime he told me he was going to maybe have a log, I kept telling him, hey, keep them as long as possible. But, when you're taking a tree down with a crane, you can't always take a 20-foot log. So, I totally understand that. But, anyways, I was going to cut down that tree right there because it's cramping my style. It's just kind of in the way. I'd like to open this little dump area up a little bit, but then again, I think about it, I'd like to leave it because it's keeping this area shaded. If I was to take that out, it would make this all sunny, and it'd be defeating the purpose of dumping back in here in the shade. Oh man, I'm all sweaty, and I just walked in the woods and the flies are tearing me up. Wow. Yeah, I'll probably walk up to the house, and I got energy drinks down here, and I'm drinking one, but I need to go get some water. I still got a little ice left over in the cooler, and oh, I got water in there. Nice, yes. I guess I don't got to go up to the house. But if you guys see what I mean by mess. So then, while I was doing those trees, found an old climb rope, an old Blue Streak. Had a little, oh, that's just a little cheapy thing on it. Maybe it was just a rope swing or something. But anyways, it was in one of those trees over there. It was laying across that road where I first started making my cuts. Yesterday when I was moving those logs out of that yard, the rope, I seen it right there. I'm like, you know what? I said I was going to get that earlier. So I walked over and cut the limb it was on, because where it was tied was still probably 30 foot in the air on the limbs. But yeah. Oh, and then I wanted to address where I was complaining about the loaders. You know, when my trailer got broke. Explain a little bit better. I watched the video and realized I messed it up a little bit. So, Junkyard, the guy that was loading those big ones on my trailer yesterday in the video, the Urban Logging Adventure. Well, anyways, he was the one that loaded the first 3 logs on my trailer in the front, and he didn't know how to load my trailer. He hadn't loaded it yet. The other guys were Julian and I believe that's the name. I hope I didn't say it wrong. I thought that's what I heard him say. You know, when you're just chatting, you don't got to say each other's name all the time. But he loaded a lot of the first logs, and then Dale loaded some. And we were loading 20 footers too. So there was a no-brainer how to load it. He loaded it so it fit on the truck. But when you're doing these short 10 footers, I got to load them on the back first. I got spots painted on my trailer, so it helps you when you're coming up to, you know, with the loader. So like a 12 footer usually hangs off about 2.5, 3 foot. And yeah, he didn't know. So then the other guy come out, a different guy come out. I walked up and said, hey, you want to throw that one on the trailer? And he came over there, and that's when I wasn't really paying attention, and he said right there, and I said yeah, and I thought Jason said yep. I can't remember exactly, but anyways, it went on there. And you know, he got frustrated because everybody was yelling at him when he was trying to get the log off. And you know, and then the trailer getting trashed, I was like, oh, you know, because I'm in the middle of trying to get something done. I had a whole day planned and only got 3 loads that day. No, I only got 2 loads that day. The third load we had to take back off the truck because I didn't want to drive home. Well, I was trying to put some over the axle just because the axle of the trailer was kind of sticking up in the air. But Junkyard, the one that set these 3 logs on, was like, man, I wouldn't, Gary, you know. And so it wasn't the same guy that loaded the logs, the first 3 logs, and broke the trailer. Junkyard, the guy that was loading the logs yesterday, has worked for me on and off for years and been in it for years. He just didn't know how I loaded my trailer. It was his first time loading anything on it, so except for 20 footers. And like I said, that's a no-brainer. 20 footer is the whole trailer. So, but yeah, and then like I said, what I forgot to tell you guys, what made me so mad at the guy that came back or put the last log on and tried to get it back off was after he, you know, went away frustrated and Junkyard got back on the trailer and the damage was already, or back on the loader and damage was already done. I walked over to talk with Ray, because, you know, Ray's one of my buddies, and for years we worked together, and I went over to bullshit with him, and that dude was standing there, and he laughed when he said sorry to me. You know what I mean? That's just so disrespectful. That's what I forgot to say yesterday in the video when I was telling the story at the end there. He laughed out. He goes, sorry, man. And I was all like, oh, hell no, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, back in my 20s, I would have spiked his ass, but I guess, showed that I growed up a little bit. Not as wild as I used to be, but yeah, I just wanted to explain that a little bit better to you guys. And I guess I'm gonna call it a wrap for this one. I'm just gonna work on moving those logs over there, and I'm gonna come over and push these over off out of the way. Well, actually, I'm gonna grab these with the log dog and yank them up here in the shade. And I'm gonna, since I'm not getting away from the house, well, I might, when my wife gets here, I might try to sneak off and go get at least 2 loads from over there. We'll see. Because she even, is excited about me getting all these logs right now. So she's all about it. She went and drove with me to go pick up those logs that I didn't get no video of, just except for us leaving. So. Alright everyone, well I guess I got a lot of messes everywhere around here. I don't even know why the hell I drove this trailer down here, but oh, I remember, because I broke so many tripods over the year. I had this old house antenna mount, and wow, it just works great, you guys. And then I knocked shit over a lot. So I threw this big heavy old log chain on it. Well, anyways, moving it around is heavy as hell. Well, when I did that video of unloading the log in the woods over there for you guys, I threw this on the trailer. Well, then I drove the trailer up last night and left it on the trailer. And I was like, man, I'm not carrying that sucker down. So, yeah, and I was like, well, I don't want to unhook the trailer if I'm going to try to go get logs in a little bit. Like, my cousin Timmy's already called me a few times from the road commission and told me its logs are kicking. But I told him, hey, you don't got to think of me for a few days unless it's a premium, because I'm going to try to keep running anything I can from over there. So, one big log. So this ain't counting sawdust. Well, a lot of you guys that know board foot, it's 10 foot long, 37 inches at both ends. Actually, the other end's 38, but you go from the small end. So I did that on my little board foot calculator, and a Doyle log scale is on my same app for doing my board foot on lumber too. But anyways, God, I gotta get these. It said 680 board foot in that one log. So, that ain't too shabby. You guys gotta think about that one log. It's probably paid for all this so far, no problem. And then some. But you guys take that 680 and let's say, and make it 500. We'll say 180 in sawdust losing it. And I don't think we're losing that much, but let's just go big. And times $1.50. And some of these are going to be veneer, so I'll be able to charge more, but we'll just go off my normal $1.50 price. And why don't you guys, after you figure it out, comment in and tell me what it is, because I forgot. And yeah, so all right everyone, thanks for watching. You have a great rest of your day.